RBT fam, what is the deal? It's your dog Willie Jack, and we are back, baby, back with more NFL action. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? How are you feeling? We are on the other side of the Christmas break. Hope everybody's Christmas was fun, enjoyable. Hopefully you got to spend time with the family, the wife and kids, the husband and kids, associated loved ones. Hope everybody's holiday treated you well. Hope you're on Santa's good list, that you got everything you asked for, all the good stuff, all those things. I hope it all came true for all of us, for sure. Now, we got business to attend to now. It's a big day. It's a big day. The playoffs are right around the corner. Essentially, all the spots are pretty much locked up. Maybe there's still going to be some movement between the final seedings and how everybody lines out. But for the most part, we know who's all in and who's all out. I think realistically, there's only two real spots open. One in the AFC between my Steelers and the Ravens. My Steelers go to Cleveland today. We take on the Browns. We beat the Browns. We lock up our division, which means we do lock up that last playoff spot in the AFC. And then, of course, in the NFC, the Panthers and the Buccaneers are still kind of duking it out. Similar or almost the same scenario as my Steelers, right? That last final division in play, that division winner will get the last seed, the last spot in the NFC, and they also should be the 4th seed as well. So I believe, honestly, it's, now that I just said it out loud, identical situation just about. So big implications are still underway this late in the season here at Week 17. Then now also over this Christmas break, we did get we've got some football to discuss. We had 3 games on Christmas Day. Those were a little bit of a letdown as far as the weight of the matchups because of just how this season played out. So the matchups were going into this year. I know they looked like, heavyweight fights for sure, particularly that Broncos and Chiefs game. We know already how the Chiefs season played out, and so it lost all of its luster. And then like Washington and Dallas as well. So, they took a swing, but the season didn't play out or do its part to make those games as entertaining or as weighty as they probably would have been. But last night we got some entertaining ball, man. We got a good game. Well, it was an entertaining game, honestly. And I'm talking about the Ravens and the Packers game. We've got 2 backups on both sides that were going head-to-head in a game that still had meaning for both teams. The Ravens had to win that game to keep their playoff hopes alive. Had they lost last night, my Steelers would have clinched without having to do anything. Without having to do anything else. This game in Cleveland today for us wouldn't have any weight, but they did win. And then also the Packers, they were still in play as well. I think they were still in play for that division with the Bears. I definitely think they had to win out and maybe have Chicago drop another game or so, but be that as it may, the Packers they did still clinch, right? So they're already in, but I think now they're going to be locked into that 7 seed with the loss for sure. And then, like I said, the Ravens, man, they live to see another morning because we're gonna put their playoff hopes to bed here shortly this afternoon about 12 o'clock Central in Cleveland, Ohio. So rest assured. But yeah, it's a big one for your dog, man. It's a big one for Steeler Nation this morning. Let me see who in the chat already. Up early, Miles, first one in the chat, said good morning, Big Nation and family. Happy Sunday. Have a blessed show as always. Let's go. Let's see, sis in the building said, what's going on? I appreciate you. My dog Obama Deep Face in the building said, yo, hey, where everybody wake up this morning, man. We got business to tend to. Yeah, come on now. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my fault. Let me explain as well my attire for today. Yeah, Mike hit me last night, man. He said, look, man, I know you told me a long time ago that you walked away from the game, man. But I might need you for one snap. If you got one more play for me, I might have to call you in. I said, don't worry about it, Mike. You know what I mean? You break the glass in case of emergencies. You know what I mean? So I said, you can break this glass in case of emergency as needed. You know what I mean? We got TJ Watt. He's still out. But we may need one. They may have to break the glass, and then I might be on the first thing smoking to Cleveland. You know what I mean? So I had to dress for the occasion. I had to be ready. You know what I mean? I had to be ready. in case they need me. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's all that was. Yeah, that's all that was. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. My dog JP in the building, man. What's going on? Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Oh yeah. It's a big day today, man. It's a glorious day today, man. You know what I mean? These Steelers returning right to our rightful spot atop the AFC North. All right, we ain't want to hear none of them shenanigans. Y'all know who ran things around here. All right, and it's time to get into the dance. It's time to get into the dance, man. The second season is around the corner. The second season is about to start. Yeah, and we're going to get ourselves real comfortable. We're going to get ourselves real comfortable, Pittsburgh. We know what we got to do today. For sure. And then, yeah, what's going on? Hold on, I see y'all jumping in my views now. Everybody ain't dropped some in the chat, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Holla at them three amigos for your dog, man. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell one time. Tell a friend 2 times. Yeah, do all those things, man. Appreciate y'all. Let's go. And then actually, while everybody's getting in and getting comfortable, let's go ahead and recap or run through a couple of those games, man. Let's start with the Christmas games. We'll run through those quickly, man. Like I said, they lost a lot of the luster, you know what I mean? Because these teams' seasons didn't play out as imagined, right? When these schedules were put together. What's wrong with my camera? All right, here we go. Let me slide to the left a little bit. There we go. So this matchup on paper going in, man, before this season played out, this could have been a heavyweight fight, right? We saw Jaden Daniels and what he was able to accomplish last year as a rookie with the Commanders. The Cowboys are always the Cowboys, right? They don't always win, but they always sell. So this could have been a heavyweight matchup. Now, of course, both these teams' seasons went by the wayside for sure. Dallas does still get this division victory, 30-23. Let me see if there was anything of note to talk about in this one. Dak went for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Backup running back Malik Davis led the way for the Cowboys as well. Man, he had over 100 yards on the ground. Javonte Williams had 50 yards and a touchdown in this one. But no real. I'm not gonna get us bogged down in this one. Now I want to shout out Bill Merritt, man. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Man said call him Bill. You know what I mean? So Bill Merritt. It's all good, man. You know what I mean? Bill Merritt has a big day. 11 carries for over 100 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. He was the lone real highlight for the Commanders. But Dallas does get the Christmas Day victory on the road. This next game, the 3 p.m. game, man, the Lions can't catch a break. The Lions, after getting smacked around, it was a short week turnaround for them as well, man. They had just got smacked around by my Steelers this previous Sunday in their building, and then now they run it back at home again on a short week against the Vikings. The Vikings that have struggled all year, they're down to, I guess, their 3rd string quarterback, Max Brosmer. He makes the start. Doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because Brian Flores and that Vikings defense, they played on Sunday too, they played on Christmas afternoon as well, and that was all it turns out that they needed. The Vikings defense, suffocating to say the least. They had 5 sacks in this game, 2 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. They were everywhere. They were everywhere in this game, unstoppable, unblockable, and easily, of course, won the game on behalf of these Vikings. Speaking of Max Brosmer, man went 9 for 16 for 51 yards. 51 yards in 4 quarters of American football. And this is the team that still went into Detroit's building and beat Detroit. Man, this is going to be one of those things where we talk about. Similar almost to the Niners, right? A team that was riding so high, could not break through. Well, you know what? The Niners actually did get to the big game in time or two. The Lions hadn't even got to that point, but they were right there on the precipice. And then now it looks like we've seen maybe that window. The last year was the last of that viability as far as their real championship run window. And so now I want to see what happens to the Lions, man, going forward. Still a fan of Dan Campbell, what he built there, like his mantra, his motto, the way they carry themselves. I love the talent on that team. Shout out to Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, best in the business. Y'all know what's going on, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? He's a real one. Jameson Wood. We know all the names, man. They've got some studs on that team. They've got to do something to fix that defense for sure. That defense is definitely, man, leaves a lot to be desired for sure. And then also, man, they got to re-up. They got to re-up and restock that offensive line as well. Even in this one, It's been a relatively slow month for Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to say last week against my Steelers for sure, 2 yards rushing in that game. In this one, it was also tough sledding. Let me see what he do. Yeah, 17 carries for 40 yards. He lost a fumble in this one as well. And so rough day all the way around. And for the Vikings, Jordan Addison had a 65-yard rushing touchdown in this one. And that was his only touch of the day. Aaron Jones had 50 yards on the ground and had a touchdown as well. But like I said, the star of this show for sure was this Vikings defense. Like I said, I'm going to say it again, man. 5 sacks. They forced 6 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles. 3 of those forced fumbles suffered by Jared Goff, I should say, right? And so just terrible day for Jared Goff individually for sure, but he was swarmed by that Vikings defense. And then here's the question, man. It's not an elephant in the room. We already know what's going on. But, man, somebody's got to hire Brian Flores, right? Brian Flores has to get one of these jobs in his upcoming coaching carousel cycle, right? He's got to, right? Are we all in agreement? Are we all in agreement that Brian Flores has got to be sitting in the big seat on somebody's sideline for the start of the 2026 season? Because what he's doing with this defense in Minnesota is fantastic. Like I said, man, when you win a game against a viable opponent, man, season hasn't went the way the Lions want to, but they still are a very competent team, right? You can't go in there and lay down. They took the Rams to the wire just 3 games ago, and it was on the other, and we're on the wrong side of a couple more than questionable calls in that one, right? So this is still a viable opponent. And when the third string undrafted rookie Max Brosmer throws 50 yards across 4 quarters, and you win this game by 2 touchdowns, right? Enough said, right? Enough said. Who's going to make the best decision they can make for a franchise and bring in Brian Flores as your head coach, man? I'm trying to tell you, that was a fantastic job by Brian Flores in that defense for sure, man. So I had to shout him out. Let me see who else, man. Jason Hancock in the building. No, Hancock. My fault, cousin. Jason Hancock in the building said, Houston, H-Town. H-Town, hold it down. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, H-Town. I needed y'all to lose that one last night, man. And I was talking to my dog, Terrible Tom Walker. You know what I mean? He's a Houstonian as well. He be holding it down for them Texans. He might wake his funky ass up and get in here this morning because I talked to him yesterday and explained to him, all right, why I needed y'all Texans to go ahead and let them Chargers slide past because y'all was already locked in. Y'all didn't need that win yesterday. I mean, officially, y'all needed that win to lock in y'all playoff spot. But Indy's not winning no more games. Indy's losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars today. So y'all was getting in anyway, right? I needed Houston to lose to the Chargers so that the Chargers would be the 5 seed so I could have Pittsburgh versus the Chargers in the 4-5 seed in the wild card. It was all laid out. And then what Houston want to do, man? Y'all want to go out there, put on, you know what I mean? Or no, I'm not going to lie, man. Y'all came out the box hot. I don't know what happened after them first 2-3 series. Jason Hancock, I don't know what happened to y'all after them first 2-3 series, bro. Because y'all came out, boy, look like y'all was ready to drop 40 on Justin Herbert and them boys. And then, yeah, it cooled off in a hurry, boy. I don't know what happened. Shout out to my dog RTC the GOAT. Hey, now RTC, that was a crazy call, dog. That the illegal contact, and that was a terrible call. That was a terrible call, man. And the thing about it is, the call doesn't guarantee that the Chargers win the game, but they deserved that shot. They deserved the chance, though. You know what I mean? Like, they got robbed of their chance. They still have to make a drive and score a touchdown against the best defense in football. So the game wasn't assured, but that call stole the opportunity. And that was terrible, man. And it's one thing, it was just weak all the way around. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes if when we see those type of calls in the big moments and we say, yeah, you know, you got to let both sides play a little bit, it wasn't even one of them, man. It wasn't even man, you got to let them play a little bit, man. This is the game's on the line. It wasn't even that. It was just a BS call. Like, that was just garbage, right? That was just garbage, which is crazy about that. And then here's the thing about it. They was in LA. It wasn't like it was home cooking. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was home cooking. That call was made in LA. I mean, you know what I'm saying? For what that's worth, right? You know what I mean? Just for what that's worth. And so no, that was a terrible call to RTC. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. You gotta let guys play, man. You gotta let guys play. The referees can't decide these games, dog. Like that was terrible. I'm with you. But Houston did get that done. Matter of fact, man, let me put the score up. We talking enough about it. I might as well talk about it. While we talking about it, we might as well talk about it. Hold on, let me find it. And you know what? I can't find it in the list. Don't worry about it. We talking about it now. What was the final score? Houston on the road against the Chargers. They win that game 20-16. Like I said, man, CJ Stroud, they came out hot. I think the first touchdown went for 75. I want to say, right? That first went to Jaden Higgins. 75-yard touchdown, I want to say. CJ Stroud started that game. Well, he ended up finishing 244 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, those first, I think he got 2. Y'all scored, was it on the first 2 drives or 2 of the first 3? Somewhere in there, something like that. But they came out on fire. He finishes with 244, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Outside of that early run, it was ugly football for CJ Stroud, boy. I'm telling you, it was rough. It got ugly for sure. But they do enough. Jaden Higgins, 88 yards and a touchdown. That 75-yard touchdown, matter of fact, that I was just talking about. The other rookie, also from Iowa State. If y'all don't know, matter of fact, Jason Hancock probably know. They drafted 2 rookie receivers out of Iowa State to play together, Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. They both scored touchdowns in this one. They both scored long touchdowns in this one. Jaden Higgins went for 75. Jalen Noel, I think his went for like 40 or 45. And then honestly, that was probably all she wrote offensively. And then the defense had to hold tough and do what they had to do. On the other side, Justin Herbert goes for 236 yards and a touchdown. Does throw an interception. Adds another 35, 40 yards on the ground. Ricky Omarion Hampton had a rushing touchdown in this one as well. But tough sledding for the Chargers. Like I said, this is a tough, hard-fought game. For sure. And I'm with RTC, man. Houston very well may have still won that game, but that was a terrible call. And it's crazy that weak ass call ended up being the deciding factor, man. That's crazy. But Jason Hancock, man, I keep saying Hancock. Jason Hancock. Hancock with E. Jason Hancock, man. I appreciate you, big dog. You one of them members, bro. Tap that like button for me, man. Hit that subscribe button. Come back around. Yeah, man. For sure, I appreciate you. Let me see what's in the building. My dog, Pretty Tony, the painter in the building, man. He said, Groff screwed him, man. He been money all year in fantasy. Man, look. What the Vikings of Brian Flores did to Jared Goff, bro, needs to be investigated, bro. It needs to be investigated. It was criminal assault, all right? We should have had charges pressed for what the Vikings and Brian Flores defense did to our dog, Jared Goff, man. I fool with Jared Goff as well, man. I love a good underdog story. You know what I mean? His ex kicked him out, moved a new boo into the crib. You know what I'm saying? Then they go win a championship. They try to sit, you know what I mean? They try to write you off. You know what I mean? He went to Detroit, revived an organization. You know what I'm saying? Him and his new boo went on a little run. He said, I'm all for it. I appreciate the story. But boy, Jared Goff, boy, I'm telling you, man, when it gets bad, it turns ugly fast for Jared Goff. It feels like that is a trend as well, man. When it gets bad, like when it's good, it can be great. But when it turns bad, man, sometimes it can slide and get ugly. And what the man had 5? Did he have? I just went over their stats. The Vikings forced was it 6 or 7 turnovers in that game, and I think 4 or 5 of them came from Goff. Yeah, 5 of them. He had 2 interceptions and 3 lost fumbles. My God, right? My God, 5 sacks. They was on his ass, man. I mean, they really were. And so, definitely was rough for Jared Goff for sure. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I started the show talking about it. Bro. He's got to. And it's no secret, right? This is we already know that. We've already talked about it on the show as well. So we all on the same page, right? But when you watch, like watching last night, seeing that Vikings team win a game on the road, that was in Detroit, on the road against a division opponent is still playing for some style of backdoor playoff magic. Right? They still, I think, had some type of 0.5% chance that they could have still backdoored the playoffs somehow with the win. So they still got something to play for. Viking season's been over since about week 7, realistically. You know what I mean? Maybe not mathematically, but we knew they weren't going nowhere since about week 6, 7 when J.J. McCarthy came back and then looked like Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf. Guys like that. So we knew they wasn't going nowhere. Now you got the third string undrafted free agent rookie quarterback Max Brosmer throwing for 50 yards total. He threw for 50 yards total in the game, bro. And they won this game on the road by 2 touchdowns. Come on, man. If I'm Brian Flores, when I go into these next interviews, I ain't going to do nothing but play this Lions game film, bro. Hey, Brian, man, we know it's a lot of stuff going on, man. It's been a lot of turmoil. It's been a lot of controversy. Why should we bring you in? Boom, I'm just going to sit back and hit play. I'm just hit play. I want you to watch my team on the road throw for 50 yards total passing with an undrafted free agent third string quarterback, and I want you to watch my defense win by 2 touchdowns on the road. Go ahead, watch this. Watch the film. That's all I'm gonna do. And then Mike drop a walk out, Brian Flores. That's what you need to do. That's what you might as well do. Because they ain't listening to rhyme or reason anyway. You know what I mean? Rhyme and reason ain't making no sense anyway. So go in there and drop them on the table. Hit play. Sit back quietly. Yeah, this is what I do. Watch. Go ahead. Watch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's all me. Yeah. I know we cold, ain't we? Yeah, y'all can call me in the morning. And then walk out. That's all you got to do. Now, here's the thing as well. Miles, my dog, Pretty Tony Painter. Where do you see the best fit? I'll tell you who I would really love to see bring in Brian Flores, man. Because there's a couple spots. We know the hot spots, but realistically, Tennessee, man. Tennessee's one of those teams. Like, I loved Vrabel down there. You know what I mean? And so I do think, like, in that team, in that market, like a strong defensive-minded coach plays well. They've always been that anyway. Tennessee's always been, since Tennessee moved from Houston, shout out to Jason Hancock, since they left Houston and changed from the Oilers to the Texans, they've always been the same mold of team. Strong defense, physical run game. Right? We remember Steve McNair and Eddie George. We remember, and you know what I mean? So, and Jeff Fisher, right? Defensive coach, strong run game, stingy defense, right? We remember that. They had success. They went to the Super Bowl. Lost the Super Bowl to the Rams, right? And then the next iteration, Arthur Smith, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, stingy defense, strong run game, right? They found success that way. Vrabel comes in. Same thing. Derrick Henry. Oh, no, wait. Arthur Smith was just the OC. That was Vrabel this whole time. My fault. Forgive me. But it's the same pattern is what I'm getting at. Defensive coach, strong run game, physical team, right? Find success. And so Brian Flores fits the mold of what we've seen Tennessee kind of go after, right? Strong defensive coach, a coach that's definitely going to still reinforce or make it a point to bring in a strong runner game to balance his defense. You've already got the most important piece. You've got the young, talented, cheap quarterback in Cam Ward. Cam Ward's got the goods, man. Cam Ward's got the goods. Don't be fooled about this Tennessee Titans record. His stats aren't pretty. Cam Ward has the goods, man. If you watching the tape, you watching the film, Cam Ward has the goods. And so, yeah, man. And they've got a couple pieces, man. They still they're a couple pieces away. But you need a coach for sure that can go in and give some real structure and backbone to a young team like that and really grind it out. You know what I mean? So I think Brian Flores in Tennessee, man, is a perfect fit. I think it's a perfect fit. Jason Hancock said he thinks Jacksonville going to beat Old Man Rivers and the Colts 35-13. This over, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars is red hot right now. And I've been slow to believe too much in Jacksonville because of just how up and down Trevor Lawrence is. You know what I mean? Up and down, overpaid as well. You know what I mean? Or, I'm not trying. It's not for me to count his money. You know what I mean? I want you to have all 55 of them million, Trevor Lawrence. But when we pay you $55 million, I expect to see a certain quality of product, right? And until this last month, we hadn't been getting it. Now, this last month of football, Trevor Lawrence in his bag, boy. Trevor Lawrence in his bag. 6 touchdowns 3 weeks ago. They go on the road and put it on Denver. They beat Denver in Denver by 2 touchdowns. Denver been red hot as well in the AFC. You know what I mean? And so and I'm missing one. They done ran off. Their last 3 have been impressive, right? And so now they go get the Colts. The Colts had been trying to hang on for, like I said, some style of backdoor playoff chance as well, but that's cooked. You know what I mean? They get smoked by the Niners at home just in their last game as well, and that was the nail in their confidence. Well, that was essentially it. Their destiny was out of their hands once they lost to the Niners. And then with the Texans, matter of fact, your Texans winning against the Chargers eliminated them for the playoffs. And so they don't even have much to play for. And so realistically, like, I don't know how much Rivers is going to play in this game. You know what I mean? Especially if it starts getting ugly or he starts getting beat up. And so, you know, with the playoffs being officially out of the works, I don't know if Phillip Rivers is going to start this game for sure because they had to go into this week preparing to play to maintain a playoff shot. But, you know, getting eliminated last night, Phillip Rivers is going to play in this one. I don't know how long he'll play. And then, honestly, I don't know if he plays next week with, like I said, man, outside of it just being a farewell game, you know. But, see, even that game's on the road. They finished on the road. Their last home game was Monday night against the Niners. And so I don't even know if Phillip Rivers is going to hang around for a farewell road game as well. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see how it plays out with Phillip Rivers, man. But kudos and shout out to Phillip Rivers for sure. Because, it was commendable, man. 44 years old, retired for 5 years, got off his couch in Alabama, coaching high school football, showed up in the league, in the NFL. And then, man, hey, and he showed the old dog still know a few tricks as well. So, shout out to Phillip Rivers. But I'm with you. Jacksonville is definitely going to spank that ass today. For sure. For sure. RTC, yeah, the Chargers. Yeah, man, no, Detroit, y'all definitely shot yourselves in the foot for sure. Y'all definitely shot yourself in the foot. The red zone interception, the missed field goal, and the mixed extra point late. So, yeah, that's the field goal and extra point, that's 4 points. Red zone turnover, that red zone interception on like the 3-yard line, the interception on like the 3-yard line, that's another 6, 7. So that's 10, 11 points left off the board for sure. And then it still came down to a potential fourth quarter rally. You get a stop, but you know, you get that boo-boo call. That soft call by the ref, and then kind of takes it out of y'all hands, man, and they hold on. But y'all definitely shot yourselves in the foot for sure. Y'all definitely shot yourselves in the foot for sure. Here we go, man. Let's go. I appreciate you. Let's go. No comments up on the board. My dog Pretty Tony Perry said they also should have had Montgomery more into the game plan. They love good speeds, but this is a Montgomery game. Well, Montgomery, I think he had. Neither of them ran the ball well. I know Gibbs had 17 carries for 40 yards. I want to say Montgomery, he didn't have as many carries because, you know, he ain't Jahmyr Gibbs, respectfully. But I want to say he was averaging like 2.8 yards per carry. I mean, it was ugly all the way around for sure. But see, the thing about Gibbs and why one of the things I really do like about him or appreciate this game is like he's a speed back, but normally, generally speaking, the speed backs don't necessarily run with power. Now, Gibbs gets behind his pass, bro. Gibbs getting that B gap to get nasty. You know what I mean? You can run ISO with Gibbs. You know what I mean? Like he's not just one of those like scat guys that has to bounce everything. Like he'll get that B gap to get nasty. You know what I'm saying? He'll drop a shoulder and then give you 60 yards. You know what I mean? But now I'm with you. Sometimes it does. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like every shot that every shot that another guy takes is one less shot for Kobe. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah. And matter of fact, shout out to my dog Keandre. I ain't picked on Smush Parker in a long time. I'm gonna pick on him this morning for Christmas. Like, yeah, Smush might have an open jumper. I still don't want Smush shooting shot can shoot. You know what I mean? It's one of them. Every time we take the ball out of Kobe's hands, you know, it's just like, well, who the hell has the ball right now? And that's how it feels with Jahmyr Gibbs. But he's one of those guys. He's one of those ones. You know what I mean? And so I kind of get it. It's hard to, because you know, every one, like the next one can be 70 yards. Like that next one and especially if it breaks one. So let's say if when we give the ball to Montgomery and it's a big play, that 12-yard gain for Montgomery means we just lost 60 yards because Gibbs didn't get that one. The ones that Gibbs takes for 12, or no, the Montgomery takes for 12, Gibbs takes for 40. And so it's like it's a weird balance. You know what I mean? Because it's always like, we want to spell him. Montgomery does definitely have a role in that offense for sure. He definitely needs his touches, but man, it's hard. Like I said, because if we finally create that lane or that crease that we've been looking for all day, but Montgomery hits it, and it'll be a big play. 12 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, maybe. I don't know if he got 30-yard legs anymore. But, he might get there. But whatever he does is likely not going to the zone, and so it's a net loss. Because a 12-yard gain, and we still at the 40-yard line, we still may not score on this drive. But Jahmyr Gibbs might have made that 12 or 60. Might have been a house call. And now the band playing, and we on kickoff. You know what I mean? And so that's where it gets dicey. But I'm with you, though, man. They can't forget about him. They definitely can't forget about him, though, for sure. Shout out to my dog, Pretty Tony the Painter, in the building, man. I appreciate you. And let's see. And matter of fact, oh, man. Okay, yeah. Now, we doing all right on time. I was going to say, let's go ahead and get into some of these. No, hold on, wait. Did we talk about everything? You know what, man? Hold on. I don't think we touched on your Chiefs. You know what I mean? R.I.P. You know what I mean? It's one. And this thing, man, I can't believe, maybe it was all a concerted effort. Maybe the Chiefs had to have a down year to ease in that news that they was leaving Kansas City for Kansas City. They leaving Kansas City for Kansas City. If you're not from the area, it might not make sense. But they leaving Kansas City, Missouri, and going to that dirty-ass KCK? Miles, talk to me, dog. How y'all let this happen? How did y'all let this happen? The Chiefs gonna be in the, Funky Town? Come on, man. That's crazy. If y'all didn't hear, man, the Chiefs, well, now it's not happening in the immediate future, but in 2031, so essentially in 5 years, the Kansas City Chiefs are gonna move from their original home. Since Clark Hunt came up here from Dallas, right? The NFL wouldn't let him start a team. So Clark Hunt took his ball. He moved to Kansas City, Missouri, and he started his own league. That's how we had the AFL, which later on merged, and now we have the NFC and AFC in the modern NFL as we have it. But it started because a man named Clark Hunt had all this money. He was in Dallas. They told him it was a two-cow town. They made him get out of town. They wouldn't let him have a team. He went to Kansas City, started a league, right, and then built that league to rival the NFL. And then now, Bob's your uncle, and here we all are today. But that team, the core team of the modern NFL, because who's the core teams in the NFL, right? The modern NFL is the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't know if we talk about it enough, but yeah, the modern NFL was built on two organizations. The Green Bay Packers, they had been the long-standing blue blood of the pre-modern NFL, right? Lombardi and all those boys. They won all those back-to-back NFL championships, right? But then Clark Hunt and his startup getting motion, getting momentum. Al Davis comes along early in the game as well with the Raiders, right? And all that. We know that history. But the modern NFL was built on the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers, man. That is the first two Super Bowls in the history of the modern NFL. So, man, that's a big move. You know what I mean? It's a big move. It really is. But now looking into the stadium deal, and I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about stadium deals, but, right, listening to Pat McAfee talk about it or whoever else is talking about it that I heard, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fantastic deal Kansas City, Kansas gave the Chiefs, boy. Hey, matter of fact, Keandre, I just seen you slide the gang as well, man. Happy holidays, my boy. We was just talking about your Chiefs, you know what I'm saying, y'all repass and how y'all going to let the Kansas City, Kansas steal y'all team. That's what I was just talking about. But the deal, I can't blame them. You know what I mean? I can't blame them at all with the deal that Kansas made. I think Kansas is going to put up $3 billion to build a new roofed stadium. So if y'all moving to Kansas, you're getting soft. You putting a stadium. Man, y'all had the loudest, arguably the loudest outdoor stadium in the league. Y'all in Seattle, arguably the loudest stadium in the league. That weather, you know what I mean? You still got to play tough when you go to Kansas City. Nah, man, now y'all going to y'all going to Kansas. Y'all been domesticated, getting soft. You're going to put a dome on the roof. And Kansas going to pay $3 billion to build that stadium for y'all. I can't blame them, man. Because Missouri wasn't giving y'all $3 billion to revamp that stadium. And that stadium needed revamping. I ain't going to lie, it did. I'd have been up there more than a time or two. Now, hey, mine said they politicians was crooked. Nah, they dropped the bag off, man. Good dope sell itself, boy. $3 billion, we'll build it for you? Man, he'd have been a fool to tell him no. He got to. He got to go to Kansas. He got to go to Kansas. They going to build it for him. The working people of Kansas said, shit, we ain't got nothing to do but look at corn stalks. You ever drove through Kansas? Man, look. Driving through Kansas could be punishment. I think if it's a less enough misdemeanor, punishment should just be driving end to end across Kansas. Ain't nothing in Kansas. The people in Kansas don't want to be there. So yeah, man, they said, man, we don't give a damn. We'll pay $3 billion in taxes to bring Patty and the Chiefs over here. Yeah, man, I can't blame them. I can't blame them. My dog Keandre, hold on, what you saying, cuz? Let me see, hold on. Let me see. Let me get caught up. My dog pretty Tony said the Hunt son is not a legacy guy. He thinks it's a smart move because the state is paying for it. But man, that's good business, boy. You see how serious that gets though. The Raiders in Vegas right now because of the same issue. You know what I mean? The Raiders the Raiders in Vegas because of the same issue, and the Chargers in LA. Right? It still don't feel right. The LA Chargers. Nobody wanted you there, Chargers. But San Diego wasn't going to pay for that stadium. And San Diego was the original home of those Chargers. I don't think they relocated. Right? I'm trying to think about it now, man. No, I don't think the Chargers relocated. I think they was OG San Diego. And so they were there from inception as well, as far as I know. Somebody in here. Matter of fact, man, RTC, you a Chargers fan? My dog Ike Isaiah, if you in the building, man, one of y'all Chargers fans might let me know if I'm off. But as far as I know, the Chargers originated in San Diego. You know what I mean? From the gate. They left and went to LA. When everybody in LA told y'all, don't come up here. We don't want you. We don't like you. We see what those games look like. The Chargers play 15 away games every year. Because they only got like 2 legit home games. Because any team that goes to LA to play the Chargers with a real fan base, the away team fan base take over the stands. So the Chargers realistically play like 15 away games. That game last night at home against Houston probably was 40% of them stands. Conservatively, probably, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, it's not just Hunt. Like, bruh, this a cash business, bruh. Hey, this a cash business. Legacy ain't paid nobody's bills ever. You know what I mean? Patty due for a new deal. Bruh, Patty makes $45 million. He been underpaid for 5 years. What's Patty's next contract look like? Dak Prescott makes $15 million more than Patrick Mahomes. And now Patty, he's about to turn 30, and he's coming off his first major injury. You don't think Pat's like, man, hold on, man, let me get my chicken together, bruh. I'm getting a little older now. I'm in them 30s. I done tore my knee off the bone. Trevor Lawrence makes $10 million more. Tua makes $10 million more than Pat. Dak makes $15 million more. You know what I mean? Man, yeah. So Pat, somebody gotta get paid, bro. It's time for Pat to be re-up. So if I'm Clark Hunt and I know that I might have to re-up Pat for at least 60, because I can't see Pat re-upping coming in under Dak. Because Dak's 60, that's not a new 60. Dak been at 60 for like 2 years. So what's Pat worth? You know what I mean? What's Pat worth? He keep knocking up his old lady. Pat got 2 more extra kids now. He done added 2 kids and lost a knee since he signed for that $45 million, dog. He done added 2 more babies, you know what I'm saying, and lost a knee, and now he's getting into his 30s. Man, if I'm Pat, bro, hey, man, my number got to start. Man, look, I can't even return calls under 65. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of bread we looking at for Pat. 65? Because Lamar, man, it's a few, because, well, Lamar and the Ravens, it's getting funky over there, but before it was getting funky, especially to start this season when all the expectations were high, people were talking about Lamar getting re-upped this year or needing to get re-upped. Going into the season, now the season that played out funky, they not going to make the playoffs, they poo-poo that ass. You know what I mean? And now, you know what I'm saying, between him and Harbaugh, it looks like only one of them is going to be there in 2026. But before all of that, it was already talks that Lamar's due for an upgrade. So if Lamar due for an upgrade, man, what's Pat doing? Pat's out here with an iPhone 13, dog. Pat's still out here with an iPhone 13. So yeah, I can't be mad at Clark Hunt, dog. What's Pat's next contract look like? The deal he signed all them years ago was 10 for $500, 10 for $450 practical, right? With escalators, it could have went to $500, $500,000, right? $500 million, excuse me, big boy. That was the last one. That was 7 years ago, or 6 years ago. He signed for 10 for $450, 5-6 years ago. It's an MLB contract. He got man. Look, yeah. Pat's next contract, fool around and be, man. Look, 10 for $750. Like what type of numbers are safe? Because if Dak got $60 million a year on a 4-year deal, so he ain't had to give no crazy years. Dak got $60 a year for 4 years. Boy, you out your rabbit ass mind. You out your rabbit ass mind. So that means that Pat is good for 5 for 65 off the muscle. If Dak got 4 at 60 2-3 years ago, then Patty good for 65 on a standard 4-5 year contract right off the muscle. And can't nobody argue it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, Kansas City gonna probably long term lock it in. They're gonna go above that to secure in the next decade. 10 for $750 starting to have 10 for $750 got a ring to it, bro. Hey man, I might be on something. 10 for $7. Hey Pat, who's your representation, bro? Call me, man. I'll knock that out for you. We need 10 for $750. We changing our number. 10 for $750, and we changing our number tomorrow. You're not even gonna be able to call us tomorrow. We're gonna be rehabbing and regrowing a new knee. That's what we're gonna be doing with a new number. Who going out there to see that $3 billion stadium if I don't get my 10 for $750? I got you, Pat. Yeah, man, we're gonna work that out. I'm gonna call Pat after the day. I can't call him this morning. The Steelers play this morning. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at Pat. Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna get that straightened out. I'm gonna get that straightened out. Hey, happy holidays. Let's go. Despicable. Hey, my dog, terrible time in the building, man. Holding it down for them Houston Texans. Letting y'all know that them Texans are still going to the Super Bowl. Hey, matter of fact, Tom, man, we got some of your brethren in the building today, man. What's old boy name? Jason Hancock, man. Jason Hancock in the building, man. He was holding down for them Texans earlier, man. Yeah, we talked about them Texans, man, and y'all pulled one over on those Chargers a little bit. We talked about it a little bit earlier. That was a bogus call. It definitely was a bogus call. My dog RTC the GOAT, man, he in here somewhere as well, man. One of my Charger partners. But yeah, now we talked about that Texas game for sure. I don't know what happened between the start of that game and the rest of that game, boy, but y'all came out on fire them first 2-3 drives, and then it was doo-doo brown the rest of the way. But y'all got it done for sure. He said, can't touch it. Man, I don't know if they any more crooked than the Missouri politicians. I ain't gonna go that far. What my dog Keandre said, he said, that's gross. Hey, he said, that's gross. Hey, but look, though. It ain't as bad as what happened to the Rams. It ain't as bad as St. Louis. You know what I mean? St. Louis lost their team. Well, St. Louis took a team, then lost their team back. St. Louis was in y'all same situation. Well, no, not even the same. Because, yeah, the Rams started in L.A., then left and went to St. Louis. So, yeah, they just went back to their first wife, man. They reconnected. That's all it is. Yeah, they just reconnected. They just went back home. So, I guess it is a little different between y'all and St. Louis. But still, if you was a St. Louis fan or a Rams fan, now you got to cheer for L.A. At least in Kansas City, you know what I mean? Y'all another 30 minutes across the road. State Line Road divide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, it's fun. I mean, y'all know just as well or better than me. But yeah, man, you cross State Line Road, you know what I mean? One side of the street's Missouri, the other side Kansas anyway. You know what I mean? So it's not too bad for y'all. You know, it's another 30, 35 minutes across the line. You know what I mean? It's another 30, 35 minutes across the line. That's all it is. That's all it is. My dude said happy holidays to the captain, man. Let's go. Hey, yeah, Tom shot. Hold it down, man, for them Texans for sure. Hey, exactly. That's what I was about to say as well. Yeah, they were implants a little bit. But hey, man, they came to St. Louis and made a little legacy now. They won a Super Bowl, league MVP, Kurt Warner, the whole Cinderella story. Whoop-de-whoop. Went to another second Super Bowl, got cheated by the Patriots, allegedly. You know what I mean? So they had a run in St. Louis now. We got to give them some credit. They did have a real run in St. Louis. For sure. But nah, man, we're going to get into some of these games. Yeah, we about to iron in, man. We're going to get through some of these as well. We got business to talk to tend to. Matter of fact, man, let me just say, yeah, it's long enough. Yeah, y'all see what's going on, man. We're going to get right in, man. Pittsburgh on the road today against Cleveland and them doo-doo Browns. The AFC North Championship is on the line. We win this game. We home, drive, flying hot. AFC Division Champs, number 4 seed. Tom, I was just talking to your dog, Jason, and I told him that before the game yesterday, I talked to you, right? I thought we had an understanding. You supposed to be my homeboy. I thought we had an understanding. Y'all was going to go ahead and let them Chargers slide because y'all already in the playoffs. Y'all was going to go ahead and let them Chargers slide so that I could play the Chargers in the 4-5 matchup in the wild card. That was the plan. That was the play. We talked about it. Everything was going good, right? Everything was going good. And then, y'all played me. But it's all good because we're going to expect these doo-doo Browns anyway, man. Give me the good guys on the road in Cleveland to win the AFC North Championship. I'm going 24-16. Big Steelers Nation. Y'all know what's going on. Now, this is good. This is a tough one, man. Like, we've had a rough go in Cleveland these last few years, really since Roethlisberger retired. I think Roethlisberger was like 28-2 lifetime against the Browns. And since he's retired, it's been a little dicey, right? We haven't had a lot of success in Cleveland. And so this game is still, and it's an AFC Championship division rivalry game. Myles Garrett is on the precipice of breaking TJ Watt and Michael Strahan's single season sack record, right? They gave him that BS bogus half a sack last week against Josh Allen. He didn't touch or lay a finger on anybody's quarterback all game, left with a half a sack, but it's all good, right? So he needs a full sack to break TJ Watt's record, and to do it against my Steelers would just be extra salt in that wound. So twofold today, man. Steelers Nation, we got 2 missions today. First off, we got to spank their ass real good. Get in there early, right? Get in there early, put 20 points on the board, you know what I mean? And then just ride this on out. And we got to make sure that Myles Garrett don't get a sack, man, because they're giving him freebies anyway. When Myles Garrett got that damn freebie sack last week, that was atrocious. So, yeah, no sacks for Garrett, and win this game, secure that AFC North Championship, lock in that 4 seed, send them poo-ass Ravens home, eliminate it, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, we'll get ready, man, for bigger fish to fry in that 4-5 matchup for sure. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. Let me catch up. No, exactly. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They had to. Cause yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had to. So what's old boy name, man? The Rams dude, Kroenke. Yeah. So if Kroenke was like, St. Louis, y'all gonna make me pay for my own stadium, then I'd build it in Hollywood. If I'm gonna build my own stadium and I'm gonna spend $2 billion, then you damn right, man. I'm going to LA. I'm going to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Ain't enough fried rice in the world make me stay and spend $2 billion on the stadium in St. Louis. If y'all wanted this stadium in St. Louis, y'all could have gave me $3 billion. You could have gave me $2 billion. We just seen Kansas did it. And they ain't want to. So you damn right Kroenke took his ass back to LA. If I'm going to spend $2 billion, I'm going to LA as well. If I'm going to spend $2 billion, I'm going to LA as well. I ain't mad at them. That's what makes this Chiefs deal so great. $3 billion from the citizens. You know what I mean? You know what we call that, Miles? That's a choosing fee. I'll tell y'all about that later. This ain't the right podcast for that type of talk, man. That's all it was, man. Kansas chose up. Hey, that's all it is, man. You gotta respect it, man. I ain't mad at it. I can't blame them. When I seen the numbers, man, when I seen the numbers, man, I can't blame them at all. Arizona on the road at Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals. 30-20 in this one in a meaningless game for these Cincinnati Bungles. Go out there, put up a lot of points in another losing season. Scrubs. But I do expect them to get this done at the crib. Moving on, New Orleans on the road at Tennessee. Give me Tennessee 27-23, man. Shout out to Cam Ward. And you know what? Shout out to Tyler Shuck as well, man, because Tyler Shuck has been playing. He's been playing damn good ball, man, for these Saints for sure. I was definitely not a fan of the draft pick when they made it, especially with Shador still available, right? But so I wasn't a fan of the pick itself, but he's played well. He showed himself well, and honestly, especially in a year coming up, this 26th draft is going to be a down quarterback draft anyway. So I think he's definitely bought himself another year to really see if he can be the full-fledged, full-freight guy right out the box from day one. So he'll get 2026 to show that, it looks like. And then for Cam Ward as well, man, just sharpening that blade, stacking, you know what I mean? Just gaining that experience, because I do think there's brighter days on the horizon for Cam Ward, man, and this Tennessee Titans team. Especially if they do the smart move, they do the right thing, they bring Brian Flores in there. Especially that part. But I do think the Titans can get this done on the road. The Titans have been playing pretty decent ball here of late, right? They've been playing much more competitive since that win against the Browns a couple weeks ago when the Shador and Ward went head-to-head. Now, Ward didn't have a great game in that one, but Tony Pollard ran straight through the Browns offense. I think he put up over 150 rushing yards and a couple touchdowns in that one as well. But they've been playing pretty consistent, pretty competitive ball of late, and I think they can get this done at the house. Jacksonville on the road at Indianapolis. Of course, the Colts did get eliminated last night when the Texans beat the Chargers, but I do have the Jaguars rolling in this one. I thought I had that score a little wider. 24-20 does feel a little close. But I guess that's how I was feeling. And you know what? I thought that game was in Jacksonville. Maybe it is in Indy. My fault. I thought Indy finished their season on the road. But be that as it may, they already were eliminated with the Texans win last night. So, and if this one is infecting Indianapolis like it looks, so then maybe this is the, goodbye swan song for Phillip Rivers, man, and we'll see what they do with him next week. But Jacksonville should roll. They've been super hot of late. Man, big win against the Broncos, big win against the Packers. And then before those two wins, impressive individual day. I don't give a damn that it was against the Raiders. Trevor Lawrence scored 6 touchdowns in an NFL game. I don't give a damn if you playing Saskatchewan Rough Riders. You scored 6 touchdowns in a professional NFL game. That's a fantastic performance, regardless. And so Trevor Lawrence playing the best ball for the longest stretch that we've seen him play. I expect them to roll and continue their hot streak. Let me see here. Tampa Bay on the road at Miami. I think I've got Miami, man. Tampa Bay is just in the dark place right now. Tampa Bay is just in that dark place right now, man, where left is right, right is left, down is up, and up is down. They just can't get out their own way, offensively or defensively. Week over week, each unit takes a turn, underperforming the other. So the Buccaneers are just in a rough spot. Miami, not at all playing any style of great football. Quinn Ewers, of course, being the starter to conclude the season. But with that Tampa Bay defense looking the way it's looked over these last 2-3 weeks, ugly performances against the Panthers, ugly against the Falcons as well, losing that one in embarrassing fashion, essentially. And so I think Miami, who had been hot until they ran into my Steelers, got smacked down, right? But until that point, they had won 4 in a row. They had been the most dangerous rushing team in the league at that point as well. So I look in this game with the Buccaneers defense being as in as poor a state as it's been here of late. I think Miami at the crib as well. I think they do lean on Devon Achane. I think he definitely has an impact in this one. And Quinn Ewers maybe gets his first win as a starter. I've got Miami winning this one 28-24 and likely missing the playoffs, man. I hate to see it for you, Big Bake. Let me see. New England on the road at New York against the Jets. Give me New England to roll in this one 30-17. New England still does have to, they do still have motivation to play and win for sure because they are still holding off the Buffalo Bills for that division. If I'm not mistaken, because the Bills keep winning as well, and they end up coming back and winning that game in New England just a couple weeks ago, where New England could have solidified that division. So I think they've got a 1-game buffer on Buffalo, but I do think they have to maintain and win out to ensure that they lock in that AFC East. I could be mistaken, but I believe Buffalo still has a chance to backdoor that division. So New England does still have something to play for. The Jets are, seeing how close to number 1 they can get. So I don't imagine much resistance in this one, especially if Brady Cook is still going to be playing. Shout out to Brady Cook, MIZ, you know what I mean, from Mizzou. But I do expect the Patriots to roll. Let me see. Seattle on the road at Carolina. Man, now this is game of the week. There's another game as well that we'll talk about coming up that could have been game of the week. But I think this game itself has the heaviest playoff implications for sure. So Seattle is in play for the number 1 seed in the NFC. If Seattle wins out, they'll be the number 1 seed in the NFC. Carolina also, they're playing for that NFC South title. So if Carolina wins today and Tampa Bay loses, which I have happening, then Carolina wins that NFC South division. Yeah, they win that NFC South division. They lock up and secure their own playoff berth, of course, as a result. Seattle, motivated to play. They have lost a little steam, right? They have cooled off just a bit from, let's say, the first 10, 12 weeks of the season where Sam Darnold could do no wrong. And then I think it started to kind of crumble or took a downturn. What was that, 4 weeks ago now, when they went on the road against LA and he threw them down 4 interceptions and they still end up losing that game by 2-3 points. Now, they did avenge that loss, right? I think, 2 games ago, in a game that had its own controversy and some let's say, entertaining calls, to say the least. But they do get an overtime victory, a much-needed victory there to split that season series with the Rams. And now, because of the way things have failed, if the Seattle Seahawks win out, then they're the number 1 seed. So this game has heavy implications for both parties. I'm going with the upset, which may surprise some of y'all, because y'all know I fool with the Seahawks, man, and Sam the man. I love a good reclamation product. Sam Darnold brought himself back from the dead. You know what I mean? He was in the quarterback graveyard known as the New York Jets, right? Goes to Minnesota, gets in the room with Kevin O'Connell, wins 13, 14 games before crapping out at the end of the year again as well for those Vikings, but did enough to go get himself paid, man. 3 for $100 from Seattle for a guy that was likely going to be on a milk carton. You know what I mean? I don't know if we ever expected to see him again when he left New York. So this is a big game all the way around. Big implications here. I'm going with what I feel is the hotter team right now. Seattle, like I said, they have lost a little bit of that steam. Still playing, still winning, but offensively, they don't still have that same just run you over, just steamroll defenses, whoever's in front of them. This isn't the same offense that went out there and toyed with my dog Jason Hancock and my dog Tom's Texans when they had Derek Stingley out there doing the stanky leg. This ain't that same offense. You know what I mean? And so even in last week's game where or the game where they played the Rams and got their get back, JSN was shut out in the first half of that game. 0 catches. And then in the second half in overtime, he finishes that game with, I think, 6 or 7 catches for about 100 yards. But he had to do all that in the second half in overtime. And so that, like I said, that offense has lost a little bit of its early pace. And these Panthers, man, it just feels like every year there's one of those teams that just kind of comes out of nowhere a little bit. They overperform. They beat a couple teams you don't expect them to beat. And then here they are now. They're going to be in the playoffs. I think they're playing. I think they're hotter. I think they're playing just the hotter brand of football, and they are at home where we know they're tough. This is the same Carolina Panthers that beat the Rams in their building just three games ago. They went on the road in Green Bay on Monday night and beat the Packers. They beat Kansas City in their building as well. Now we know what the Chiefs season turned out to be, but this Panthers team has shown that on the right week they can play with anybody. Beat Dallas in their building. You know what I mean? Which was an impressive win at the time. So they can play with anybody, especially when they get that run game going. So that's going to be the biggest test. Because this Seattle Seahawks defense is not a slouch by any means as well. So Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence is having a fantastic year out there. Devon Witherspoon is an absolute animal. Nick Emenwari, the rookie do-it-all safety from South Carolina, I want to say. So they've got a lot of pieces on that Seahawks defense as well that's playing well. So can Carolina get their run game going? Can Rico Dowdle take this game over? Can Chuba Hubbard take this game over? Can Bryce Young continue and make these highlight-style plays that we've been seeing from him of late? He made some fantastic plays with his legs in that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game just last week in that big win. And so can he keep that up? Keep being as evasive as he was and still finding his receivers open in the end zone. And so this is going to be a big test for Carolina, right? It's a good measuring stick game for them, right? How serious are you? How much of a threat are you really? You know what I mean? This is the type of game where you can really establish yourself as a true contender. Like we can't take take them light at all if they get this victory. And I think they're playing well enough and being at home, super motivated to do so. Bryce Young was benched this time last year. You see what I'm saying? And so they've came a long way. And I think I'm going with the high hand, man. So I'm taking Carolina in the upset, 26-23. 26-23. Let's see. Giants on the road against the Raiders. The Raiders been in the news a little bit because Max Crosby's been throwing a fit because the Raiders made the decision to sit him for the rest of the year. They put him on IR. He wants to play. They don't have anything to play for but the number one seed. So these two teams are both playing. The winner of this game will be the loser, essentially. And so they're all but probably assures or puts themselves in the driver's seat, to say the least, to have the number one pick in this upcoming draft. It has its own inherent value for obvious reasons, right? If you're the Giants and you get that number one pick, you get a chance to see, do we want to do over at the quarterback position? Do we want to ride with Jackson Dart? There's actually been a lot of talk that maybe the Giants want to upgrade Jackson Dart for Fernando Mendoza, the Heisman winner from Indiana. Now, I don't know. I don't know how I quite feel about that, and I won't lie. I don't get my draft process starts a little late because I go hot and heavy in the regular season, and so I lock in there. But I really dive in, as we get into the playoffs and kind of the playoff. We get further down the road before I really dive in. But there's conversations being had, man, about whether or not Jackson Dart may actually be the guy. Right? We haven't seen that same spark or excitement or production from that offense since they lost Cam Scatterbo. You know what I mean? And this is a team that's been without Malik Neighbors since Jackson Dart got on the field. You know what I mean? But even without Malik Neighbors, this team looked viable. They were exciting, right? And that was all on the strength of Cam Scatterbo, man, being the battery and the juice on that team. And then he's been out, and they've turned back into a pumpkin. They were a princess for about 3-4 weeks. They've turned back into a pumpkin when they lost Cam Scatterbo in Denver, matter of fact. And so, and then also, of course, if you're the Raiders, yeah, they need this number one pick. They got to get Geno out of there, man. Geno, I hate it had to be you, dog. Big Geno, I'm rocking with you, man. They wrote you off. You didn't write back. Not in Seattle. You've been writing back in Las Vegas, though, man. And it's all good. And so, big game that way. Man, look, we spent too much time talking about that toilet bowl. But like I said, man, big implications, man. Let's see who really wants to get that number one seed. Philly on the road at Buffalo. Now, this also, man, could be a big matchup. This is a possible Super Bowl preview. The Eagles have already locked up that NFC East, so they don't quite have as much to play for. And then as far as playoff seeding goes, I don't think that they improved their seeding with a win today, per se. And so, realistically, I don't know just how motivated the Eagles are outside of maybe just wanting to go into the playoffs with good momentum, because they have had a tumultuous year, to say the least, for a lot of reasons. We know about all the static coming out of that locker room and et cetera, right? We already know that story. And then Buffalo, kind of touched on it earlier when we were talking about those Patriots, but there's still a chance, man, they could backdoor that division. There's still a chance they may backdoor that division from the Patriots. The Patriots, I think, have to win out. And so the Buffalo Bills have to keep winning to keep that pressure on the Patriots. And so they are still playing for something here. And then I think also they can improve their playoff seeding. I think now, since them funky-ass Texans beat the Chargers, I think the Bills are the 5 seed now currently. But they do have a chance to, like I said, backdoor that AFC East. And if they do that, then they may jump to the 2 seed and get themselves a home playoff game. But I am taking Buffalo to get this done at home, 28-24. I do still think this could be an entertaining or competitive game. I think Philly isn't in a place where that locker room or that team, where their psyche is secure enough to where they can maybe, take their foot off the gas and use these 2 weeks to kind of rest up and make a push. I think they need good momentum. They need to feel good. You know what I mean? Like this is a team that's feels like they've took losses on the outside and they've beat themselves up a little bit as well. So I don't think to where they can't go out there and attack this game and see if they can win it, especially if it's close. But I do think Buffalo and Big Josh get this done 28-24. Let's see. Chicago on the road at San Francisco. This is another one, man. This could be an NFC Championship game preview, right? If things work out the right way. So Chicago, upstart team as well, man. They've played well. They found a way to win a lot of big games late, right? And thanks in no smart part to Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and that offense, what they've got going over there. They've had some special moments for sure. And then San Francisco, man. San Francisco, we haven't talked enough about San Francisco all year. It's like they've been injured. They've been beat up. They've had, oh no. Oh no. Oh man, nah. Oh no. Oh man. Y'all got to rock with me. Camera died. Look at this. Look at this. I hate this. Look at this. I'm pissed. Chat. I'm pissed, RBT fam. Look at this. This is terrible. I can't believe I used to look like this on the regular. This is terrible. It's a terrible camera. All right. We're going to thug it out, man. We almost done anyway. We're going to thug it out. Chicago on the road to San Francisco. So I wanted to give San Francisco some flyers, right? And especially Kyle Shanahan as well. They're an 11-win team. The Niners are also, I think the Niners, much like the Seahawks, I think they also have a chance for the number 1 seed in NFC. If they win out, right? Seattle drops 1. And I can't remember the scenario, but I do know the Niners also have a shot to still secure the number 1 seed. And with the way their seasons went, all the injuries, right? Brock Purdy being out, Mac Jones being in, Mac Jones being out, Brock Purdy coming back in. Nick Bosa's been gone damn near all year. Kittle was out for stretches of this season. Trent Williams out for stretches of this season. C-Mac coming back from injury. Man, they running him to the bone too. You know what I mean? And so they've dealt with a lot for sure, and they just keep plugging along, and all they do is just keep stacking wins quietly, and they're the most slept on or underrated contender in the league right now. It's got to be the Chargers. I don't know who else we would say that we could feel that way about. So this is a damn good matchup, and I think it's going to be an entertaining game, man. I do have San Francisco holding on and getting this one done. I'm going 30-27 on the in the crib in San Francisco to hold off and beat those Bears. And you know what? I mean, it's hard to count out the Bears from what we've seen, especially late in games when games get close. We know the heroics that we saw from this Bears offense of Caleb Williams. What was that 2 weeks ago against the Packers at the end of that game, and then going into overtime as well. And so the Bears have been living on the edge, man, but they've been coming out on the right side of things in those critical moments. And maybe they could work that magic on the road in San Francisco. But I do think it's a tall order, man. San Francisco 49ers, shout out my dog Chop, man. They really are just a well-oiled machine. They keep trucking along, and I think they will hold on and get this done at the crib. I'm going 30-27. Oh, Jason Hancock said the Bears going to put it on the Niners. Really? Really? On the road in San Francisco. He said it'll be close, but he's got 30-20 Bears. That Bears defense, that Bears defense holding folks down like that? That Bears defense been a soft spot. Now, of course, not to say that they've been getting 30s dropped on them for week over week. I'm not saying that at all. Because that Packers game that was relatively low scoring and went to overtime. But that Bears defense, if they're not turning the ball over, because I think that secondary, shout out to Nashawn Wright, I think he's leading the league in interceptions. Who's the OG safety, man? I can't think of his first name. Bayard from Tennessee. I liked him a lot in Tennessee. Is it Kenneth? Kenneth Bayard? Forgive me. But he's a turnover machine as well. Jalen Johnson had a big interception in that Browns game. It should have been a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, you know what I mean? If you've seen that play. But so outside of Chicago turning the ball over, it feels like they're susceptible to having the ball moved against them for sure. And one thing that we do know about the Niners, like I said, shout out my dog Chop. We should have put it on T-shirts. I'm not gonna forgive you for that, Chop. But yeah, they really are just a well-oiled machine, man. They really are just a machine. And so I think, I don't know about Chicago and that mediocre defense going on the road in Philly, in San Fran and holding that team. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a tall order. I do think the Bears can win this one, but if they win it, man, I think it's got to be a shootout. I don't necessarily think they defense is going to hold San Francisco to less than 3 scores. You know what I mean? To less than 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? 20 points, 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. I don't know if that Bears defense has it in them. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I think that's gonna be an entertaining game as well, man. If not for the playoff implications in that Seahawks and Panthers game, like I said, this definitely was going to be the game. This was going to be the game of the week until I had to take another look at that. But nah, good call out. Good call out. Let me see what else we got. Oh, Monday night. There we go. The Monday night game. The Rams are on the road at Atlanta. Give me the Rams to handle business 30-20. Yeah, I don't expect much resistance in this. With Kirk Cousins in that Falcons offense, they have came around a little bit now. Kirk Cousins has finally gotten the ball consistently to Kyle Pitts, and we're starting to see, like we're seeing the player that had all that promise when he was the unicorn that he was promised to be getting drafted. Was that 2021? I want to say 2020, 2021, somewhere around there as well. So Kirk Cousins has done a very good job of feeding him the ball and letting that potential shine through. But I do expect the Rams to go down there and handle their business and get this done 30-20. The Rams as well, I believe. I think the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Niners, I think they're all tied now at 11-4, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe they all still have a shot at that number 1 seed. And essentially, I think whichever one between all 3 of them wins out. It may come down to something like that. Or no, I think the Seahawks have some style of tiebreaker because if they win out, then they're the number 1 seed. I know that one's locked in for sure. So for the Niners and the Rams, I don't know if they also need to win out and then have, I would imagine, Seattle lose one or something. I don't know. But all the top 3 teams in the NFC West, I think, are all 3 still in play for the number 1 seed in the NFC. And so they've also got something to play for today. Oh, pardon me. I was parched. Had to give me a little coffee. A little do-it fluid this morning. That's all that was. But no, I definitely think the Rams will roll today for sure. And then let me see. I think that's it. That's all that we go through all of them. Man, you know what? And you know what? I think we may have mentioned it, but I don't think we actually talked about it. And so since we got a little time, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the board for us. Because I did want to shout him out, man. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I did actually want to have to shout him out. So I'm going to put it on the board since we got a little time. And I don't think we officially talked about it, man. The game last night. Baltimore on the road in Green Bay. The battle of the backups. Baltimore wins that game 41-24. And here's the thing, Baltimore. You mean to tell me that y'all could have been giving Derrick Henry the ball 30 times a game? Y'all could have been doing this the whole time? Baltimore, y'all could have been doing this the whole time. John Harbaugh probably going to get fired, or Lamar Jackson may be traded. All of this because for some reason, we refuse to just sit back and give our Hall of Fame back to football. Last night, with Tyler Snoop Huntley getting the start over injured Lamar Jackson, duking it out with Malik Willis. Malik Willis was finna get paid too now. Malik Willis gonna get paid. For sure. We're going to talk about that as well. But you mean to tell me that y'all could have did this the whole... Thank God y'all didn't, for one. Thank God that Baltimore didn't get out their own way until last night when it's going to be too little too late because we're going to spank the Browns' ass today. So y'all waited all this time to finally just turn around and hand Derrick Henry the football, and it's too little too late. That's what you get. That's what you deserve. You don't deserve nothing better, Baltimore. But shout out to Derrick Henry, man amongst boys, 36 carries, 216 yards, 4 touchdowns. Come on, man. That sounds like a stat line from the 70s. That sounds like a John Riggins stat. 36 carries in today's NFL? 36. When's the last time we seen a back? I bet you, and I don't know this stat. I wish I could have looked it up. I would bet that over the last 5 years, we can probably count on one hand backs that have had 30 carries in a game over the last 5 years. I don't know if there's more than 5. Has there been 5 in the last 5 years? Has there been 6 in the last 10? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a way different league. So when a guy goes 36 carries, and mind you, Derrick Henry's not no spring chicken no more either now. Derrick Henry, what, 31, 32? You know what I mean? He's 31, 32. 36 carries at 32 hit a lot different than they do at 27. You see what I'm saying? So this was a heavy workload for Derrick Henry for sure. And I think he had 10 carries in the first quarter. So when they came out and started that game, it was Derrick Henry left, Derrick Henry right. He had 10 for 60 and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter of that game. You know what I mean? And Green Bay couldn't do anything to stop it for the remainder of it as well, man. So fantastic day, fantastic performance from the Ravens, and particularly from Derrick Henry for sure. And then Baltimore, you got to be asking yourself, what the hell we've been thinking? Lamar been injured. He been beat up. Zay Flowers been either dropping or fumbling the football. Mark Andrews either been dropping or fumbling the football. Isaiah Likely either been dropping or fumbling the football. And Derrick Henry been fumbling the football too a little bit. We ain't forgot about your boy. We see what you did in Buffalo in week 2. Now, you wasn't the only reason. The defense gave up 30 points in the second half, but still, you put the church's money on the carpet as well. So I'm not going to excuse you from that. But still, with Lamar being in and out of this lineup as much as he's been, this also begs the question. It reminds us again, how in the hell does Baltimore not have Derrick Henry touch the ball for the final 12 minutes of a game in which you were leading in the fourth quarter? Derrick Henry didn't get a touch for the final 12 minutes of that game. And so, they came out this week and they overcorrected and it paid dividends. But it's going to be too little too late. But I did want to shout out Derrick Henry. And then also, man, Malik Willis. My God. Malik Willis out there. Malik Willis made himself $30 million. I'm going to say Malik Willis made himself $30 million. No, that might be okay. He made himself $20 million. He made himself $20 million. How much did the Colts pay Daniel Jones? How much did the Colts pay Daniel Jones? Who's that, man? Papicius? Hold on, man, with these names, dog. Pepicius? Pepicius? Said I said 6'7", man. Did I? All right, man. See, hey, man. 6'7". Yeah. There you go, man. I get to you. Did I say 6'7", though? I don't even think I said 6'7". But if I did, you know the vibes. You know the vibes. Shout out to Pepicius in the building, man. I appreciate you. But no, Malik Willis had himself a day. What did he do in this game, man? Hold on. Where are the numbers? 18 for 21, 288 passing yards, a touchdown, no picks. He had 60 yards on the ground. He ran another 2 touchdowns in. He was fantastic. And the touchdown pass he threw, that one wasn't a touchdown pass, but he threw a beautiful deep shot to start the game. Romeo Dobbs dropped it right in a bucket. I'm going to call it a whole shot. Yeah. Right in between because Nate Wiggins gets burned off the line and Kyle Hamilton can't get over there. Right? I believe it's Kyle Hamilton. And yeah, lays one in, man. Beautiful touch from about 45, 50 yards out. And so Malik Willis is going to get himself paid. And like I said, I want to say that the Colts gave Daniel Jones $20 million. Did he sign a deal? Was it like a 2-year? Whatever Daniel Jones signed for in Indy, I would. If I'm Malik Willis, that's my floor. I think Malik Willis has got. If I'm Malik Willis, I'm not getting paid less than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones ain't got no established history of nothing. He got overpaid with the Giants because he married into the ownership's family. He got overpaid from the Giants. They paid him instead of Saquon. So you give him a free $40 million bag for 2-3 years before you let him go. And then right now he signed with the Colts. And he showed well to start the season with the Colts for sure, especially with Jonathan Taylor running wild. And then he gets a little banged up and injured and teams can lock in. And we see how their season, unfolded when it came to the end. But he still got $20 million. Justin Fields just got $20 million. That's who we should talk about as well. Justin Fields and Daniel Jones make a $20 million a year. Malik Willis is worth every bit of $20 million. Daniel Jones and Justin Fields getting paid $20 million this year. So Malik Willis is worth every bit of $20 million. And he's going to have real market. Neither one of those guys had a real market. Justin Fields had one more suitor with my Steelers, and that was the Jets, and they kind of came out of nowhere. And overpaid a little bit, giving him that 20. Because we tried to give him 15. He was coming back for 15. The Jets said, here, take 20. So he went and got it. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise for all parties involved. And then Daniel Jones with the Colts, he didn't have a viable place to go start. Even there, he wasn't the starter. He had to go win that job. And I want to say he got 20, 15 to 20. And so if I'm Malik Willis, we start with 20. You don't think Mike McDaniels would take Malik Willis in Miami right now? What would Malik Willis look like in Miami right now? With his speed, his legs, like we just seen? Put him in the same backfield with Achane? Come on, man. Stop it. We're going to put him on the same field with Devon Achane and Jalen Waddle? Tyreek might come back for that. You see what I'm saying? The Vikings right now, Kevin O'Connell? What's that offense look like with Malik Willis? How creative can he get? Adding them legs. And we see the arm, 18 for 21 for 288, no turnovers. Or no interceptions. Come on, man. Put him in that Kevin O'Connell offense with the Vikings. He's going to have real suitors, man. The Raiders? Who wants Fernando Mendoza over Malik Willis? I don't. Malik Willis is still young himself. And Fernando Mendoza may be a fantastic quarterback. You know what his pro comp is? Most folks are comparing Fernando Mendoza, his comp. Jared Goff. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? That's a damn high floor, but the ceiling is the roof. But the floor is the ceiling. You see what I'm saying? The floor is the ceiling. Malik Willis is scratching his surface, man. He's just scratching his surface. And it looks this good so far. And so, yeah, man, Malik Willis is going to get cashed out. Hold on, man. Let me turn that light off. I don't know if that's better or worse. It's all right. We almost done, man. We winding down. I can't believe my camera didn't quit on me this morning, man. Good help is hard to find. Man. I can't believe my camera. You let me. But no, Malik Willis is going to have real suitors, man. For sure. For sure. We just named 3 teams, and these are real options, real viable options for sure. And so, yeah, I fully expect he's somewhere, man. Look, I don't think 30's out the question the more I keep talking about it. As desperate as this league is for quality quarterbacks and this upcoming draft being a weak class the way it is, yeah, Malik Willis going to play. Malik Willis may touch 30, dog. At least 20. If he's smart. Matter of fact, man, I'm going to call Malik Willis as well. I'm going to get Malik Willis and Pat together. I'm going to get Malik Willis and Pat Mahomes. I'm going to get y'all together, man. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't even worry about it, big dogs. I got y'all. And then one more time, man, I'm going to take a look and make sure we hit all the guys. I think we got everything for sure. Man. Y'all know how it is, man. I'm going to go ahead and wind this on down. We got about 30 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and wind this on down unless y'all got something to talk about, man. Y'all know what's going on. You better drop something in the chat or forever hold your peace. At least until we come back Wednesday. But in the meantime, between time, it's time for that real member roll call, man. We're going to get it started real quick. First one in the door today was Mom Deuce. Said, have a blessed show. As always, I appreciate you. Sisters in the building said, good morning. What's going on? My dog, Obama Defects in the building said, yo, what's up? JP, man. Joseph Powell in the building as well. I appreciate your homeboy. Let me see here. Jason Hancock in the building, holding down for them H-Time Texans, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe button for me, big dog. You one of them members now, big dog. Let me see. My dog RTC was in the building, man, holding down for those Chargers. Yeah, that was a BS call, man. Yeah, I hated that. Y'all at least deserved the chance to see, you know what I mean, if y'all could get that victory, man. They took that chance from y'all. So I'm with you. That was a terrible call. My dog, Pretty Tony the Painter in the building, man. I appreciate your homeboy. Let's go. Let me see who else is in the building. I'm looking for you. My dog, Keandre, man. Captain the Ship was in the building for sure. My dog, Tom, man, got in this thing as well, holding it down for those Houston Texans, letting y'all know them Texans is still going to the bowl. I appreciate your homeboy. And the rest of y'all, I'm looking for you. I know I seen you. There we go. And Pepe Cias in the building as well, man, holding it down on Sunday morning, man. I appreciate you, big dog. And now for the rest of y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. Say the same thing every week. Feel free to say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, hey, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head and don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you, big dog. Appreciate all the love, support as always, man. Hope y'all had a blast this morning. I definitely did, man. We got a lot of good conversation in today. Jason Hancock. Jason Hancock, you had to get a nickname too, big dog. I can't help myself. Jason Hancock, I appreciate you coming through this morning for sure. Hopefully you hit them 3 buttons for me, man. Holler at them 3 amigos. Tap it with your dog, man. We will be back, man, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, man. We really was right. We really was wrong. We will recap all today's action. The playoff seating should be finalized as well, man, so we'll be able to talk about that. And yeah, man, this 2025 season is winding down. We 2 weeks out. We 2 weeks out from the dance, 2 weeks out from the playoffs. As long as it took for the season to start, it's just this fast. It's almost over. We are looking at the end. And so, man, it's getting excited. It's about to get real. You know what I mean? So hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, man. Y'all got 30 minutes, man. Y'all got plenty of time. So enjoy yourself. Have fun. Be safe, man. Good luck to you and your team, unless your team's playing my team. But other than that, y'all have fun. Y'all be smooth. I see y'all Wednesday at 7. Wednesday at Sunday. I see y'all Wednesday at 7. Peace.